Howzit Grant here, welcome back to the channel, and I want to do a one-day follow-up, 24 hours on the OnePlus Nord 2 after using it. I checked and it's actually been almost 2 days really, so time flies. I'll show you what my battery life has been like on the first cycle. I'll talk about display, I'll show that to you, what that's been looking like, and the performance, how that's been. We can talk about also the speakers, what that sounds like, and the audio settings on this thing. So opening this thing up, you can see there the biometrics is still fast, face unlock was still super fast. We can go with the fingerprint scanner. And some people like to do it from the always on display, so we can tap on that. Really nice and fast biometrics, fingerprint scanner, face unlock still nice and snappy. And if I go into my battery cycle, you can see here, it's actually been almost 2 days. It's been 1 day, 20 hours now, and I'm at 10%. And so I've pretty much been mostly on Wi-Fi because I work from home and this is a weekday. So mostly on Wi-Fi, some outdoor usage, but again, mostly on Wi-Fi. You can see there I'm getting about just over 4 hours of screen on time to this point. But standby time has been almost a full 2 days. So on moderate usage, if you're kind of like me, you work from home, you're on Wi-Fi, you use your phone moderately over the course of the day, you can get almost 2 days of battery life out of this thing with some reasonable screen on time. And of course, if you're more aggressive, use it more, you'll still easily get through a day. And this can go up to maybe 6-7 hours of screen on time. So pretty good battery life here on the OnePlus Nord 2. Again, 4,500 milliamp hour battery. So that's kind of how my battery has been after the first day. We can actually go into phone battery usage. You can see how I've been using it. So right there, all the typical things, social media, you can see there, the Photos app, Instagram, some YouTube watching, all that stuff. So basically, you know, editing photos in Snapseed. So some pretty typical usage there for me. And again, almost 2 days with 4 hours of screen on time. Again, if you're more aggressive, you might be you're going to easily get through a day. So pretty good battery life here on the OnePlus Nord 2 after just the first cycle. So it'll still learn my usage patterns and this could possibly get better. So I'll report back probably after another week or so, see how it's going. Moving on to display, you can see here it's a 6.43 Fluid AMOLED display. It's got a 90 Hertz refresh rate. And so this is running Oxygen OS 11 based on Android 11. So pretty much that traditional Oxygen OS that most people know and love. And so even with just quote unquote a 90 Hertz display, it's really nice, very fast fluid. Because of that AMOLED display, it's really super bright and vivid. So if I crank it all the way up, it actually gets too bright for the camera. So display brightness and visibility, colors, reproduction, everything just looks really good. It's a high quality AMOLED panel from everything that I can see. 1080p display, so that's 1080 by 2400, so that's a 20:9 aspect ratio, so really comfortable to hold. And because it's 6.43 inches, that makes it a little bit smaller than the OnePlus 9 and definitely much smaller than the 9 Pro. So if you felt those phones are too big for you, this could be just the perfect size, and it's very comfortable. It's the same size, just about the same size as the Galaxy S21 FE that just came out, so about 6.4 inches there. Also the same size relatively to the Pixel 6. Pixel 6 is 6.4 inches, so just if you want to kind of get that relative size differences for different phones, I think this is going to be a very nice size for a lot of people. This is also fitted with Gorilla Glass 5 on the front, if that's something important to you. And if we go into the display settings here, we'll scroll up into display. You can see what kind of display settings we have here. So we have a color temperature slider here. So I can move it cooler or warmer through that slider. So that's a little bit of calibration I can do. You can even go into the screen color mode. So you have vivid or sRGB. And those are basically the color calibration options that you have here on the OnePlus Nord 2 here. And I just keep it on default. It's looking nice to my eyes. Usually I like it cooler, but it's not really a warm panel. So looks very nice at the default settings to me, but you do have those calibration options. It also has a double tap to sleep and wake. So if I double tap, it puts it to sleep, and I can double tap to wake it with the face unlock. It's really nice. I can just double tap and then it immediately opens up. And you're gonna have to enable this in the settings. It's not on by default. You're gonna have to go into settings, go into convenience tools, gestures and motions, screen off gestures, and there it is, double tap to wake. So you can just enable that and you have your double tap to sleep and wake. So that's a really nice feature there for the display. And then you do have personalization options. So you do have the always on display here like you used to with OnePlus phones. You go into personalization, you can go into your ambient display, but not as many options as the newer OnePlus phones, but still a decent amount. You have analog clocks, digital clocks, but the newer ones have a whole bunch of types of, you know, images, pictures, all kind of customization options. A little bit less customization here on your always on display on the Nord 2. And another customization option for display is the horizon light that you have on other OnePlus phones. You can change that color to, you know, red or gold here. I just keep it on blue, but that's just another option to customize your display here on the Nord 2. And as far as viewing videos, it's been great because, like I said, that really nice and bright, vivid AMOLED display. Viewing angles are just fine. I don't see any noticeable color shifting there. It's been a pleasure to watch videos from YouTube, other various streaming services. The blacks are very deep because of that AMOLED panel. Colors are very vibrant and pop, so really watching videos from YouTube or any other streaming service or whatever video you want to watch, it's going to look really, really nice on this AMOLED panel, at least from what I can see. And as far as performance on this, in the last day, it's running the MediaTek Dimensity 1200 chipset. It has 6 gigs of RAM. There is an option for 8 gigs of RAM if you want to configure that, but 6 gigs of RAM with the Dimensity 1200 chipset for me has been just fine over the last day. It's been fast and fluid on Oxygen OS 11. It breezes through all my basic daily tasks. You know, like I showed you my battery, I was using a bunch of social media, YouTube, updating and modifying and editing photos and Snapseed. So all that kind of usage, I didn't see any kind of slowdown. It's been just fine on this Dimensity 1200. I have seen no difference in basic day-to-day performance from other higher end Snapdragon chipsets, just doing those things. So the Dimensity 1200 has been really good to me. It was also really good in my Xiaomi 11T, so I didn't doubt that performance here. But just again, it's still early on, but I don't anticipate any future performance issues. If I do run into them, I'll let you know. And then obviously web browsing as well has been no problem. Gaming on this thing has also been pretty good. Again, like I said, I'm not a heavy gamer. I don't play a ton of games, but I do like to show you some gaming samples like I'm showing you here, just to give you a feel for what it looks like and how it plays here on the OnePlus Nord 2 and this Dimensity 1200 chipset. For me and the basic games that I play, I have not seen any slowdown. It performs on par to other phones that I own, even higher end phones. Again, this is probably not the most intensive games that you can play, but for typical games that I play, I don't really see any kind of a slowdown in gaming, and it's just been fine for me, and I wouldn't anticipate seeing too many issues with any games that you can get in the Play Store here on this OnePlus Nord 2 with that Dimensity 1200 chipset. All right, we can go ahead and check out the speakers here. So I've got a video queued up from Altered Tech. If you want to go ahead and check out his channel, he does a lot of OnePlus videos. So if you're watching this, you're probably interested in OnePlus, go ahead and check him out. But let's take a listen to the speakers here.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Altered Tech back again with a new video. In today's video, I want to show you guys how to upgrade your OnePlus 9 Pro or OnePlus 9 from Oxygen OS 11 to Oxygen OS 12.
All right, so pretty good, nice and loud. I don't really have any issues with the speakers. They're not the best sounding speakers, but they're definitely pretty loud and more rich than other lower end or moderately priced phones. So better speakers than I had anticipated. Probably not the best that I've heard, but definitely more impressive than I was anticipating. We can go ahead and queue up a audio file. So let's listen to a song and see how that sounds here. All right, so I've queued up a beat. Let's go ahead and listen to that. 100% volume. And we try one more beat with a different style. All right, let's listen to this one. All right, so like I said, pretty good speakers, better than expected for a phone at the $400 price point. So no problems with the speakers so far. And again, like I said, if I have any issues, I'll let you know in the future. All right, so there you go. A quick update after almost 2 days now with the OnePlus Nord 2. I'm really digging this gray and this frosted glass back. Again, it's all glass on the front, glass back. It's got a plastic frame though to keep the cost down, but you really can't tell too much. But this frosted back here is really, really nice. I'm digging this. So there you go. Almost 2 days with the OnePlus Nord 2 from me. Any other questions or comments, let me know and I'll try to answer what I can. And as always, thanks for watching.